turning off the echo.
Well, I pretty much figured, trying to completely mute the stream on my end, see if that does anything. So you're gonna have to tell me if there's still an echo, because I won't be able to hear a thing.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's see if this works. It seems to work. And yes, that you probably should have done that some time ago, since, it is sent back into the recording mix. So there we have the problem.
Ah. There wasn't anything wrong with my setup at all. That's just stupid.
Hey! So, well, yeah.
Well, let's just, I don't know. Let's reset this thing.
Let's reset this thing and try this all over again.
Well, then again, just to make sure I haven't actually screwed something else up and actually ended up muting the game.
Yeah. That sounds fine on my side now.
Game audio is too high and...
You are a bit low. So if you can boost your mic a bit, that might help. Somewhat considered appropriate, or do we need to boost it a little bit further? Still a bit soft, people say. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're getting louder on Skype at least.
Any complaints in the chat?
Yeah, they still want you louder.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Right then. So I guess we're about ready to get started.
Yeah, I guess we are. Finally.
So just to make sure, are you still there, Lurk? Well, I guess if he is, I can't hear him anymore.
No, neither can I. So.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
I'm the phone.
I was worried there for a sec.
You couldn't check the loop my audio button. Did you check the mute Lurkcopter button?
Well, in any case, I think we can get started, so Yeah, in any case, like Lurk mentioned before the stream started, Ninja Gaiden was actually one of the very first games on NES that had actual cutscenes in it, which is pretty neat.
It's pretty amazing for its time.
So anyway, on to the main event, me basically dying constantly over and over again.
Dying to birth. The silent killer.
Act 1.
Of course, Act 1 is the cakewalk.
And even though it's a cakewalk, I still...
What are those
Didn't
blue
get it.
things?
Yeah, I really have no idea. They...
Are those sheep?
Ninja dogs.
They look like very muscular sheep.
I don't know. At
There's
first
one
I...
again. What is that?
Old rats.
I seriously don't know.
No.
Well, anyway, oh, there we go. Well, I wanted to talk about the other item, but the one that I just picked up is something that they call the fire wheels. That's basically, as you see, it basically gives you a circle of flames, and you're more or less invincible until it pretty much futzes out, or whatever you call it. The only drawback is that it pretty much replaces whatever sub-weapon you had at that point, so you pretty much end up losing it afterwards. Oh, and we're ready at the boss.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not really that big of an issue since...
You have longer reach than.
Yep.
The boss of the Castel Bar. And Ryu Hayabusa tries to climb into his own core screen.
Welcome to America.
And I like how the first thing he says when he wakes up is ow.
Yes.
I often wake up and say ow.
And also, judging from the fact that his mouth actually isn't animated when he talks, I guess he knows ventriloquism.
Please take the xenomorph and get out of here, Owens.
And how we are in the mine. And those blue things are back. And
now that the cutscene's finally over, I can talk as well, so...
Hey,
Hello!
Oh.
and we're fighting boxers for some reason.
Yep.
Well, it's not the most silly enemy in the game.
Oh, you've seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I played the game. The game gets kind of silly. Also, those weird crawling things. I'm pretty sure no one knows what they are exactly.
I think they're just very muscular sheep.
But yeah,
Honestly,
as I wanted to talk about before, this one sub-weapon that I managed to get. What's neat about it is that when you pretty much do a jumping slash instead of, the usual jumping slash, you basically just pretty much start spinning around. Which actually is, yeah, I guess we can call it the screw attack. It's actually pretty effective against the bosses if you manage to hold on to it until then. But of course I don't. So...
Well, that's a completely different problem.
yeah, well, those...
We're going to another jail cell.
not quite. Wait, you actually never played this, Lark?
I think I played it a little bit on like the SNES collection, but not very in-depth.
Yeah, if you actually beaten the game, then you tend to remember everything.
Because that's how you beat the game, remember everything.
So yeah, this is
Sort of.
some excellent enemy AI, don't you think?
Yes, this is some good NES AI on display.
Well, honestly, in comparison with some of the stuff you'll see later on, this isn't too bad.
Well, to be fair, it's an NES game.
You should really show off the infinite bird glitch later on. Actually, it's not even a glitch, it's just, you know, a really weird way they designed the game.
How we lost our screen upgrade.
Yeah, well, the flame shield is pretty neat. It's sort of like the star in Super Mario. Temporary invincibility. Also, you should get another spin weapon in a bit, just a bit.
And some guys throwing daggers in zebra skins.
Man, that guy is a complete douchebag. Like, you can't really see it the way Shining runs through, but that guy can be a real problem.
Aren't zebras endangered?
Are they really?
I don't know.
I think they are one of the few animals they have enough of.
Okay, and we're at the boss.
Oh,
I'm just expecting everything in Africa to be in danger.
And yeah, thing is, this one has a little bit more reach than the last one, but you could just crouch and he can't hit you.
My one weakness, my heels.
Yeah, this guy can be really fun if you actually have the spin attack. You can beat him in like a second.
This is why you never miss out on leg day.
Man, look at this animation. Just wow.
look for that.
This is... There are a lot of animes that are worse animated than this, I can tell. Ryu Hayabusa. That's also the name of a plane.
Also, incidentally, in this game they actually refer to Ryu's father as Ken Hayabusa, but that was apparently something that they actually changed when they translated the game. His original name was Joe Hayabusa.
Well, to be fair, not much was lost in that translation.
I kind of prefer Joe, honestly.
It would be great if it was Dad Hayabusa.
Joe the Ninja, yes.
Well, isn't like one of the guys from Shinobi also called Joe?
Yes.
There are a lot of ninja called Joe.
The most common ninja name, Joe.
Wait, I thought we were a ninja, not a shinobi.
This sure has some writing right here. Wow. Really takes you back.
The statue of orange and the statue of purple.
Yep.
The two elements of this universe.
Well,
Orange
it's
and
like a light and shadow thing, so you know.
And I like how that ninja refers to us as a friend.
purple. And that ninja picked up the statue with his teeth.
There is something about that cousin. It looks like it just trips over the statue until it jumps up the root.
That's so
I like to think he just grabbed the statue between his feet.
Oh man, stage 3. This is where the game sort of gets started.
And I died.
Oh hey,
Yep.
Sugar.
Like I said, this is where the game sort of starts getting difficult.
Yeah, I guess it was more my fault because I sort of screwed up the timing there.
Guys
Yep.
wearing turtle shells on their back.
And we see the birds. You'll come to hate the birds.
And the butterflies.
Well, they're just like candles, really, from Castlevania.
What guys wearing turtle shells on their back?
Yeah, I'm not sure how you see that, but, you know, whatever. Oh, you're actually pretty good with this shiny. Kinda curious how well you do with the last couple of stages. Those tend to be a lot of fun.
I'm
Especially
probably gonna fail miserably.
Yeah, there's a fun little gimmick they show with the last boss.
Can't help but feel that there is some varying degree of threat going on here. Birds and machine guns.
And the birds are the stronger threat.
They really are. But honestly, the way things have been placed here, just about everything can be a complete and total pain in the ass.
Yeah, the thing is that a lot of enemy positions have been... Well, they're basically positioned in such a way so that they basically knock you into a pit.
Well, not
Because
just a
if
pit
nothing
or
else, it's
another enemy.
really
or,
it's basically the hits that pretty much kill you most of the time.
Yeah, so there you saw the infinite spawning thing. That's to do with the way the game handles spawning enemies. So when you reach a certain point with your screen, an enemy will spawn, but if you hit that point exactly, it will keep spawning infinitely as long as so every time you kill it, it will just come straight back. And this will become pretty important in later stages.
So this is the attack pattern of this boss. Jump from one end of the room to the other.
Yep.
And occasionally fire projectiles.
Oh,
Honestly, it's kind of tricky if you don't realize you can destroy the projectiles.
just fire projectiles at the zeros.
I think all those soldiers that we fought were falconers.
Yeah, but the biggest enemy in this game definitely aren't the enemies, but just the environment.
Well, that's the environment and the birds who are allied to the environment.
Whoa,
Oh no! Drama.
Oh no, a bird got him.
Yeah, I'm honestly not really sure what happened to him. I mean, did he get stabbed? Did they slit his throat?
I think a bird got him.
That's also a possibility.
he is great though. Even that.
I also like that the
I
sort
like
of
that he,
purple part
he-
is...
I like that he seems to be bleeding blue blood.
Yeah, exactly. It looks more like a graphical glitch than actual blood.
You've got to become the Ninja Dragon. Yeah, sure, why not?
Well, it's a good thing he's literally called Dragon then.
And somehow, 3 guys managed to sneak up on a ninja. So yeah, try to figure out how that works.
Well, really, our guy really is the worst ninja when you think about it.
Just hiking in the mountains in their suits and hats.
The Falcon Ninja. The Falcon Mafia.
Nah, it's more silly than that.
Oh, it's the CIA instead. I can see why I would be confused between the two.
I like that question mark over there. Makes no sense. Hey, PowerPoint.
Yeah, and here's where they actually introduce the antagonist of the game, in a moment at least.
Kinda curious how he even sew off runes, but you know, never mind.
Rocks.
Yeah, good enough.
Guardian of the Earth.
Oh yeah, wow. Good stuff.
The Jackio.
Yep.
Jackio.
Jackie is such a douchebag.
Look
But that's
at
pretty
them.
much his entire, job description, be a douchebag.
Be a final boss in the NES game.
Pretty much.
And I like how Geist mentions, what the fuck is this stupid not French name?
Well, you know.
Do you think he would like the guy for his French name?
I mean, it's not more city than, you know, Joe Hayabusa. So, why are the CIA interested in stopping an ancient ritual which may or may not actually happen?
I've never seen X-Files.
Well, yeah, but they don't even imply it. Also, why were we shot before by with someone from the well, whatever?
Doesn't have to make sense. It's video game writing. It's just tossed
Well,
CIA.
it's not just even video game writing, it's old video game writing.
Well, you
Well, it
see,
really hasn't changed that much, has it?
the Netherworld has been suspected of having WMDs, and also they have oil.
Oh, and
That's
then
really fair,
Foster
God.
gives us a rather thinly veiled threat.
Accompanied by a spotlight.
Yeah, this is sort of the moment where the game goes, hey, this guy, he's not a nice guy. You're gonna get in trouble with this guy.
We have ninjas, demons, CIA, and French dudes, so we are basically just going through the checklist of video game bingo.
But which one of them is the worst?
Honestly, French dude's not that common. Not anymore, anyway.
Oh god. Fucking birds.
Oh no, you're on the bird home
Yep.
bird now,
Here you see the real horror of birds.
and that bird took off most of your HP.
Hitchcock was right all along.
Oh god.
Killed by a bird.
Yeah, get ready to see a lot of that.
That's gonna keep happening, or you're gonna drop into a fit. Or...
And I just fell into a pit.
See,
Great.
Got it.
You see, birds are sexually attracted to blue ninjas. That's why they are so persistent.
The thing with Ninja Gaiden, it's one of those games where at times it's best to try and take your time when making progress, but then other times you basically have to bolt through it like a freaking bat
Yeah.
out of hell in order to not get killed horribly.
There are a lot of times when you're better off just running, especially when there are birds involved.
This kinda looks like a rhythm game at times.
There's a lot of memorization going on, really. Like, if you could probably play this game on a blindfold if you play it long enough.
Oh man, check out this sweet panorama.
Yes.
And now we're in the castle somehow.
Now we're inside a mine.
Oh,
I'm not sure where the mine is or what its purpose is. It does have one of the better tracks of the game, though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Needs to be a mine. It's an NES game.
But then again, you know, the soundtrack in this game is pretty damn amazing. Though there is one.
is there a minecart level in this game?
Nope. Maybe in one of the later ones, but I might be misremembering.
That sure is a mask.
Well, you know, demons.
Oh, they're demons.
Sort of, I guess.
It's a bit hard to tell in this game.
Well, either that or they're very silly ninjas, you never know.
Oh, and also I forgot to mention that one item that I just picked up, the hourglass, it basically stops time for a couple of seconds. Which is pretty handy at times, since that actually keeps the enemies from spawning. And then this item over here, that basically restores a bit of my health, which really comes in handy in the later stages. Because this game is kind of bullshit, just so you know.
Oh, really?
A NES game being bullshit.
Yeah, so on the subject of bullshit and also the music of this game, how deeply ingrained is the death tune in your mind?
Probably quite a bit.
Yeah, if you actually play this game semi-regularly or have played the entire series, you will sort of have a trigger every time you hear the song. It's that little jingle that just anchors you.
The only death tune that I have ingrained in my mind is the Kid Icarus one. That's a really catchy tune.
And they also introduce a couple of new enemies here, where one of them just basically hurricanes kick as a way to attack.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still better than the, crawling gimp dude, but
He seems to be having trouble not taking off into the, cut part of the screen.
Yeah, that's another quirk with the spawning. If they actually hit the top or the bottom, they'll also despawn.
Killed by the hurt.
Honestly, that's one nice thing about this game that I was sort of surprised about. You can't actually die if you go too high on the screen.
The hut is lava.
Also, one of the fun things in this game that isn't immediately obvious is the way wall jumping works. In
Yeah,
that you
it's kind of finicky, actually.
It's really finicky. You sort of get glued to a wall the moment you hit it.
Oh,
And the only way to get unstuck is to jump off.
Well,
And it's sort of possible to wall jump up one wall, but it's really tight timing. It's sort of a rhythm you need to get down. They
And
also
this
completely
boss
changed
here
it.
is a bit of a gimmick. The thing is, there are basically two of them, but only one of them actually takes damage. The other one is basically more of a decoy than anything else. Though luckily, it doesn't take too many hits to take that one down, so not too hard to figure out which one is the real one. And considering that it basically just keeps hopping around, as long as you stay under one of the pillars, you're pretty much for the most part safe. So it's just basically waiting for him to get close and then just wail on him.
Only with bit is pink bubblegum bread at you on the ground.
Oh, he does sometimes, but the timing is kind of weird. Yeah, this is one of... Actually, most of the bosses tend to be something where if you sort of know what to do, they're really easy, but if you don't, then you tend to get panicked and just completely fuck up.
this guy.
Yeah, this guy.
Hey, it's not.
No.
Do you know what you're saying?
I mean, even if English was a second language, I would think that no would be, within his reach and vocabulary.
God fucking damn it, Ryu.
Why would you care so much for a girl?
That animation.
I like the brief pauses between each laughter.
That's a weird number.
Well, somebody probably spent a lot of time thinking of some massive theme or something. Again with the commas between each half.
Yes, and I do like there's basically just one line, so the commas are kind of...
That means he pauses every single time, which is kind of silly.
This was before ellipses were invented.
Well, you know what the 4 ellipses mean, right?
Yeah, that's another new enemy.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah, those guys, they're... The problem with them is they're really, really fast, so most of the time you don't actually have enough time to react, and then there's this guy. He's really annoying. He basically just keeps throwing that thing over and over again, and unlike most enemies, he actually takes 2 hits from the sword in order to kill.
It's the curling axe guy.
Well, luckily most sub-weapons seem to take him down in 1 hit, so that's nice.
The amount of birds inside this random underground cave. I mean, demons and bats I can understand, but...
Well, it'll get worse. Also, these jumps, you really can't see it, but they're pretty... There's a very small margin of error.
Oh, the axe burner.
Well, at least we managed to make it outside.
Well, that's sort of a checkpoint, so if you go game over, then you'll spawn back there. This also has one of the more fun jumps in the game later on. Again, this is kind of where the platforming doesn't just get mean, but it also gets very, very precise.
And I like how that one ninja just kept spawning only to immediately fall to his death.
That's nice.
You can actually sort of set it just right, you know, just keep dying and respawning infinitely. Just constantly falling. Right, this jump here. There's 2 ways to do it. You can do a pixel perfect one, or you can glitch to the top.
Well, it doesn't matter, because I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yep. That is usually what happens, because that second jump is also really mean.
Oh, birds.
Because you just take the jump, especially the first time, and then suddenly out of nowhere a bird spawns in and wrecks your ship. Which is going to be a theme from now on.
Are those doves attacking you?
I think they're supposed to be eagles, but...
Eagles
Well,
are
there's pretty much one constant rule of the Ninja Gaiden games. Birds fucking hate ninjas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, maybe they just use ninjas as part of their reproduction cycle.
I like how they never stop using an enemy in this game. They just keep adding more enemies, but none of the enemies go out of rotation.
Oh, and also they introduce a new enemy here. Ninjas on jetpacks.
Alright,
Because why not?
Well, honestly, this game couldn't get much more silly.
Honestly, given the rest of the game, these guys seem sort of unimpressive.
Sensible.
I can't really do one
No,
of them.
not even sensible, just completely unthreatening.
It would be great if we could steal one of their jetpacks and become a jetpack ninja. But I guess you have to be pink for that, like our dad.
And this section here is really, really annoying if you don't have the fire wheels. Basically just dash straight through it.
Can we make it to the boss with one? Oh no. Never mind.
Nah, the respawning system is kind of general, so
Somehow this level seems a lot longer than anything that was before it.
No, that one demon guy is like one of those, those little plant guys from Mario. The one that would come down and then, hatch and chase you. The white one.
Oh yeah, it does seem so.
yeah, so the last 2 stages of the game are honestly kind of like half the entire game, size-wise.
Are we fighting a Minotaur now?
Sure,
Yeah,
why
I'm
not?
not really sure what's up with that mask.
How does he even look out of that? There's no eye holes.
No, they are eye holes, but
Yeah, with this guy, there's
kind of
no real strategy except, just basically just wail on him as much as you can and hope he doesn't kill you.
Oh hey, the Minotaur with the power of blue.
yep, it's a damage race this fight. You can actually come into this fight damaged and then you are guaranteed to die.
Well, actually, the way it works in at least the first Ninja Gaiden, once a cutscene triggers, you actually get full health afterwards, so...
Oh right, I forgot about that. That's oddly nice of this game, but then again, it's been designed that way.
Liar, my father is dead, and I know it. To say remove mask, I am your father. What's going on?
Okay, and now we're at the final set of levels, and they're really, really fucking terrible.
Yeah, this is where the game sort of drops the mic, so to speak, and it gets really angry at you.
Here at this point, it pretty much gives you no illusions. At this point, the game pretty much wants you fucking dead.
This is where you see that the game originally was an arcade game. And it doesn't really get bad until you get to the boss. But you'll see, there's a really mean gimmick. And they actually changed the rules of the game for it, that's the best part. So we haven't really discussed how dying and respawning works in this game, or what the game over does.
Well, the way it works is that as long as you have enough lives, so if you manage to reach a certain stage, like, stage 6-1 or 6-2, provided you manage to get there, and even if you run out of lives, you still get to try again from there, so that's at least nice.
Yeah, you restart from the start of the stage you're in, so to speak. And when you die, unless you game over, you start from the screen that you were lost in.
Well, actually, I can show it off right here.
Yeah, so
Yes. Beautiful demonstration.
so now you'll see we start from the start of the stage, as opposed to stage 6-1. And similarly, if you die, you start at the start of that screen that you die in. And there is no real way to permanently game over. So pretty much, I guess you could, sort of force yourself to beat the game if you really wanted to. Just keep grinding, just bit by bit, slowly getting further and further in the game. Which is usually how it goes the first time you play.
Is this a game that does the really some of the really fun continuous stuff? That you can continue at will throughout the game, but if you die to the last boss, it's a permanent game over.
You'll find out once we get there.
You'll see, but there is a certain gimmick, yes.
I don't think that is this game though.
Oh, and this section right here is really fucking evil.
Yeah, the fuck this place, really. Like, you should totally show off the infinite bird area.
Well, I would if I didn't actually mess up that jump. I sort of panicked.
Honestly, on one hand, I love it from a game design standpoint because it's just perfectly designed to be complete and total douchebag. Yeah, this is sort of the average Ninja Gaiden experience you're seeing right now.
God damn it. So yeah, look forward to seeing a lot of that for the next 30 minutes.
Well, on the bright side, you did get here fairly quickly, so you didn't spend 4 hours getting to this point.
Yeah, the enemy placement in that area is just... It's almost like an art of just being completely and totally mean to the player. It's literally pixel perfect just to mess with you. Having some computer issues there.
Oh, joy of video games.
This really isn't a good spot.
Yeah, this is what I mean by the infinite bird area. This just goes to show just what the developers think about you. And the best part is you're stuck in a loop now. Either you're gonna get hit, or you get very lucky, but
Or you
you're
get
probably
back.
you're probably still gonna get hit.
Maybe,
Yeah, so you need to get it just right.
maybe it's only one bird, but it's a phoenix.
I'm honestly more interested in just having a dance party with this guy right now.
Yeah, so this is why we don't use this type of spawning anymore.
And, you know, the fact that they actually have some system power to work with.
Well, yeah, but it's sort of the most easy way to do 2D platformers, I guess.
Okay, managed to get through that. Finally.
Yeah, just don't die twice in a row.
Well,
Oh, there you made it to the next stage. Good job.
Okay, screwed up the timing there.
You were almost saved by the bird, but then you still fell into a pit.
And there I sort of forgot to, swing my sword.
Whoops. Yeah, the game isn't entirely done being mean yet.
Ninja Gaiden. Oh, this is the first time I noticed those eyes in the wall.
Yeah, remember this is supposed to be an evil room sort of deal.
Also an oculist.
That was bullshit.
Alright.
You could say that this is all about matters of the occult.
That's quite a pun right there.
Fun time. Oh. That's a face.
Hey guys, I think he may be evil. Plot twist. Totally didn't see this coming. Not at all.
I didn't see him being turned into Mr. Derp the statue, but well.
You should just show his dad a mirror here.
So, Shiny,
Yeah.
don't fuck up.
I'm probably gonna disappoint you on that.
Well, it will show stuff up. Let's just say it's intentional.
So yeah, at this point, they don't actually mention it, but I might as well. At this point, you're basically... it's basically 3 bosses in a row at this point. The first one isn't actually all that bad, since you can just simply attack the thing in the center there, and then just simply get up as high onto the wall as you can, and pretty much those little orbs that fly around them, they can't actually hit you, so... The first one isn't really all that bad. It's pretty much after that that... Well, let's just say it ain't pretty.
Yeah, this first one can also be really nasty if you don't know how to tackle it. Because those orbs seem really, really random at first.
Also, I have to wonder, where was Chiquillo hiding the entire time?
Just at one of those ninja mats.
Drama!
These people are really terrible ninjas.
They are, really.
Okay, so this is the second boss fight against Chiquillo. The thing here is that he basically just flies around, shoots a bunch of fireballs, and the biggest problem is those things track you, and
Yep, they're kinda like birds.
then there's also certain patterns to them, but I never managed to figure them out, so this boss fight is kinda, you know, basically luck of the draw.
Well, you can...
some projectile.
You can totally get it stuck in a very reliable pattern, but if you don't know how you do that, then it's probably gonna get stuck in a, you know, stun lock pattern instead.
Oh joy.
Well, at least you're outclassing him damage-wise.
Not for long, probably. Oh yeah, managed to kill him on the first try. In your face,
job.
Proton John!
You're doing pretty good so far.
Just completely unrelated. There are some terrible haircuts in this game.
Well, you know, 90s.
Well, the 90s.
Honestly, considering,
Also,
you know, the usual quality of localization in NES games at that point, this probably is one of the more competent ones.
Well, yeah, but, you know, it's no fun to look at it that way.
Well, I'm not seeing any blatant, you know, lack of grammar so far.
Well, mostly, anyway.
Well,
So yeah,
there are some
now the
errors.
final boss.
So wait, we're totally in, you know, Castlevania, aren't we? Oh, yeah, this guy.
Isn't this some hard fight? It's fucked
Symbolism.
No.
What symbolism?
Well, yeah, if you look hard enough, I guess.
Symbolism of Ninja Gaiden.
And there we go.
Wait, you seriously beat him on the first try?
This does not look that hard.
Well, I guess you didn't fuck up. Good job.
Yay!
So, fun fact, you know what happens when you die in any of these points? You get sent back way to stage 6-1.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many lives you have, they pretty much kick you right back to the start.
Yep.
And actually, there's one little trivia about that. A while back, a certain website that apparently interviewed the character designer in the game about that. They pretty much asked them if that was actually... what exactly was up with that, and basically the way he explained it was that while they were pretty much making the game and testing it, I believe, they pretty much found out that, you know, that apparently due to a programming error, if you pretty much lose to any of the bosses, you pretty much get sent back to stage 6-1, which apparently wasn't supposed to happen, and they were planning on fixing it, but then someone pretty much said, "No, this works, keep it in."
Not a bug, it's a feature. Keep going. Oh, so this is totally Castlevania. Don't lie.
Still out in your head.
Have you ever been in that castle? Because all I saw were just cliffs.
Oh, and apparently her codename was Sea Swallow.
Sea swallow. Oh, sea swallow. I thought that was a sea instead of a, you know, the object sea.
So yeah, another quick little plot twist. Foster turns out to be kind of a dick.
Yeah, this wasn't totally obvious after the, you know, ominous shot they did.
I'll get you for this, Foster.
He says with a smile.
Next time.
That's really classy for you.
That's a pickup line if I ever heard one.
You are not my property. That's what I say when I go clubbing.
I do like the follow-up. I don't even know your name. Great.
You, please put the mask back on. Your face is kind of creeping me out.
And drink at the rolling all night long.
Yeah, honestly, you should keep the mask on at all times.
I mean, with the mask, he looks like really upset all the time. But he has
Well-
such thick eyebrows.
Or just shocked. That happens quite a lot in this game.
Those are his two emotions.
And now we get the awesome title screen with great music, which none of us can hear except Shiny.
Story. Let's just show the picture of a man reading just to clarify story.
And that was you reading the script to this game.
Yes. I was still shocked by the events.
I think this is an alias.
I also like that they introduced the sword as being really important and then don't
None
do
of the
anything
guys-
with it.
None of the guys was named Horse. That's what the Uma means, it's Horse.
Program works. What? What's the...
And the game was translated
Oh,
by
sorry.
the NES translator team, Kevin and Daniel.
Oh, those guys. They did a lot of good work.
Kevin and Daniel just down the block.
Yeah, back when game designers only used code names in the credits.
And Roman numerals were a lot easier when they crossed 2000.
So yeah, that was the original Ninja Gaiden.
And see you next.
See you next.
Is Tecmo
Well-
still around?
Yeah, Tecmo is still around. They
Oh,
merged a while back with Koei.
oh,
Really?
go away.
Ah. Oh right, I did. Aren't they also the Pac-Man guys or...
No, that was Namco.
Oh right, I'm being an idiot. Right.
Tecmo Bowl.
Aren't they the guys who made all those games starring the River City Ransom guys?
Oh man, those games were great.
No, that was Technos.
Oh,
Yep. Close though, but also those games were amazing, so you know, it's okay.
oh yeah, I remember what they were called, the Kunio games.
So
no,
yeah,
honestly,
I suppose if... Well, I guess if the stream's interested, I suppose we could take a quick break and then I could start up the second Ninja Gaiden game.
So-
Ninja Gaiden Black.
took you about an hour to beat the first game, not bad. It's only gonna get easier from here, really.
Right then. Then we'll take a quick little break. And then we'll start up the second one, Ninja Gaiden 2, Dark Sword of
Yeah.
Chaos.
Still on the freelance restaurant.